properties. So hope you're all ready with your geometry classworks. So the basic knowledge about triangles you all know, you have learnt in your previous classes, that is 5th and 6th standards. So we'll quickly brush up the features of triangles and the various types of triangles, that is classification of triangles, and then move on with the properties of triangles. So as you all know, a triangle is a simple polygon made up of 3 line segments. Polygon means a closed figure made up of at least 3 line segments. So the smallest polygon is triangle. It has 3 vertices, 3 sides and 3 angles. So the vertices are A, B, C. The sides are AB, BC and AC. And the angles are angle A, that is angle BAC, angle ABC and angle ACB. So these are the basics of triangles. Now the side opposite to B, vertex B is this. The side opposite to that is AC. The side opposite to vertex C is AB. And the side opposite to A is BC. I think this you all know. So the vertex, the sides opposite to B is AC, the side opposite to A is BC, and the side opposite to C is BA. Okay. Now, classification of triangles. If you all remember, in your previous classes, we learned about the various types of triangles based on the measurement of sides and based on the measurement of angles. Based on the sides, we have 3 types, if you all remember: the equilateral triangle, the isosceles triangle and scalene triangle. Equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle and scalene triangle. What is equilateral triangle? You all remember, children? Equilateral triangle is a triangle in which all the 3 sides are equal. All the 3 sides have the same measurement. That triangle is called equilateral triangle. Isosceles triangle is a triangle in which any 2 sides are equal. Any 2 sides are equal and the third side is unequal. In scalene triangle, we have all the 3 sides different. They have different measurement. That is scalene triangle. And so based on sides, we have equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle and scalene triangle. Based on angles, how many angles are there? 3 angles are there, is it not? So based on the angles, measurement of angles, we have 3 types. One is the acute angled triangle. In acute angled triangle, all the 3 angles are less than 90 degrees. That is acute angle triangle. The next type of triangle is right angle triangle, in which only one angle is 90 degrees. And the third type is obtuse angle triangle, in which one of the angles is greater than 90 degrees. That is obtuse angled triangle. Okay. Now, you can see on the screen the various types of triangles. In equilateral triangle, you can see it has 3 equal sides. How do we know it has 3 equal sides? Children, here the measurement of the triangle, the sides is not given, but each side has been represented by 2 strokes, or it can be 1, 1 and 1 stroke. Here it's represented by 2, 2 and 2. Whenever you come across figures like this, you can understand it means that all the 3 sides are equal to each other. That's why it's called equilateral triangle. This you have learnt in your 6th standard, if you remember. Try to recall, children, as we are discussing the features. The next one is isosceles triangle. Here we have any 2 sides are equal. You can see 2 sides are represented by 2 strokes. So these 2 sides are equal. the third side, that is this side, is unequal. Scalene triangle, you can see all the three sides are different. So if you have to represent a scalene triangle, you can do like this. You can give one stroke here, two strokes here, and three strokes here, meaning that all the three sides are different. Okay, next. Based on angles, we classified based on sides. Now we are doing based on angles. So based on angles, we have acute angle triangle, in which you can see all the three angles are less than 90 degrees. Right angled triangle, or you can also call it as right triangle, children. It has any one angle as 90 degrees. That means one of the angle, in this case we can take this angle as 90 degrees. Only one angle can be 90 degrees. Okay. The other two angles will be acute. Okay. Next, you have obtuse angled triangle, in which any one angle is greater than 90 degrees. Obtuse angled triangle. So these are the various types of triangles based on sides and angles. Okay. Next, you have a small activity. You have to classify these triangles based on the measurements given. Simple, children. I think you can all identify. In the first case, you have the triangle with measurements. You all can see here the triangle has measurements 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. Here also you have 1 centimeter and 1, and all the three angles are same. If you recall, this triangle is called equilateral triangle, and if you recall, we mentioned that if a triangle is equilateral, then automatically it becomes equiangular. Children, try to recall. If a triangle is equilateral, automatically it becomes equiangular. If all the sides of a triangle are equal, all the angles are also equal. So we can call this as equilateral. Also equiangular. Please recall, children. Equilateral and equiangular. What about the next figure? Next figure also, it is equilateral and equiangular. What about this figure, children? In this figure, measurements are not given, but I told you that if the sides are represented by strokes, now you can see here one stroke, and one stroke. Again, this triangle is called equilateral triangle. It represents equilateral triangle. You may say it doesn't look like an equilateral triangle, but previously I told you, if it is given, some specification is given to you or measurements are given to you, you don't go about checking whether it is whether the given measurement is correct. See, here in this case, you don't go and check if this is 8 centimeters. You take it for granted that when it says 8 centimeter, you take it as 8 centimeter, 8 centimeters and 8 centimeters, and come to the conclusion that this is an equilateral triangle. But you do not argue that this doesn't look like 8 centimeters. Children, I hope I made that very clear to you. So, this triangle is also equilateral. Please make a note in your books. I have mentioned for one triangle, so you can do for the rest. Now coming to this figure, you have this triangle, two sides have single stroke. Clearly, this triangle is isosceles. Check the spelling. Isosceles triangle. Okay, how do we know? Even if this measurements, that is the angles are not given, it's very clear that this is an isosceles triangle. And children, please remember, if three sides of triangle are equal, three angles are automatically equal. Similarly, if two sides are equal in a triangle, its corresponding opposite angles are also equal. So this angle and this angle will be equal to each other. That is one more property of an isosceles triangle. Obviously, since this side is unequal, the opposite angle will also be different. I hope I made that clear. Next, I'm sure you can identify what type of triangle this triangle is. This is again isosceles triangle, children, because here not only the sides are mentioned, he has also mentioned the opposite angles, which are again equal, 55 degrees and 55 degrees. Clear? So this is also an example for isosceles triangle. Now come to this triangle. Again, you can see it represents equilateral triangle, also equiangular triangle. Okay. Now here in this triangle, you can see this side has one stroke, this side has three strokes, and this has two strokes. Similarly, look at the angles. One stroke, two strokes, three strokes. What does it mean? If all the three sides of a triangle are unequal, the angles automatically are unequal. They are different from one another. So this is an example for scalene triangle. This is a scalene triangle. This is the symbol for triangle, children. Okay. Now, again look at the next example. He has not mentioned the sides, but he has given you three different measurements. This is obtuse angle triangle, obtuse angled triangle. Also, we can call it scalene triangle, children, because if all the three angles are unequal, automatically the sides are unequal. So this is also an example for a scalene triangle, also obtuse angle triangle. This triangle here, it's not only isosceles because of the features given here, you can also call it acute angled triangle. This is also acute angle triangle plus isosceles triangle. This is also acute angle triangle plus equilateral triangle and equiangular triangle. Okay, next. Let us go to the other properties of triangle, features of triangles before we move on to the properties. Now, what is a median of a triangle? Children, you have come across the term median, is it not? What is a median? Suppose you are traveling by car or by whatever vehicle. In the middle of the road, you can see a barrier. If suppose this is the road, all of you might have seen one dotted line. Can you recall? So whenever you look at this dotted line, immediately you understand that this road has been divided into two equal parts so that the vehicles can go in one direction and the vehicles can come in the other direction without crossing each other, meaning without obstructing each other. All these vehicles can go in the same direction. This side of the road, they can go in one direction. So this line, as you all can see, this line which is in the center of the road is called median. I hope all of you understood what a median is. Okay, now let's see what a median is. The line joining the vertex of a triangle and the midpoint of the opposite side is called a median. Okay, now let's see what it is. Suppose this is a triangle, children. Okay. Now, 3 vertices are there. All of you can see there's one vertex here, one here and one here. If you locate the midpoint, how do you locate, you might ask? How do you locate? Suppose you construct a triangle, you measure this side. Suppose this side is say 5 centimeter or 4 centimeters, then at 2 centimeters is your midpoint. Okay, so what I can do is from this vertex I draw the line joining this vertex and that midpoint. So this becomes the median of the triangle. You might ask, is there only one median? No, there are 3 medians, children. Is it not? So if I locate the midpoint of this triangle, this side, then the line joining the vertex and this side becomes one more median. This is also a median. Then what about the third median? From this vertex to the midpoint of this side, opposite side, children. Clearly I have written here, opposite side. That becomes one more median. How many medians are there now? There are 3 medians, children. Okay. So, how do we define? The line segment joining the vertex, the line segment joining the vertex of the triangle and the midpoint of the opposite side. Please remember, opposite side. That line segment is called median of the triangle. Okay, children? Okay. So, a median connects the vertex. The median connects the vertex of a triangle to the midpoint of the opposite side. I hope it's clear. Okay. Now, you can see in the figure, this is the median. This line. What is this line doing? It's joining the vertex and the opposite side at the midpoint. Not anywhere else, only at the midpoint. So let us say this is say 8 centimeters, then this will be 4 centimeters. The midpoint is at 4 centimeters. So this is called the median, children. Likewise, from this point to the midpoint of the opposite side, one more median. From this vertex to this side, midpoint, again one more line segment. So there are 3 medians in a triangle. You can see. Now, why is this stroke given here? This stroke means that this median has separated this line segment, that is this side, into 2 equal sides. This and this part. These 2 parts are equal to each other. Let us say this is say 6 centimeter. Then each of this is 3 centimeter and 3 centimeter. Children, I hope I'm clear. Okay. Now, a triangle has 3 medians. Can you see that? One median is this, the other median is this, and the third median is this. So, a triangle has 3 medians. Okay? Next, altitude of a triangle. Now, if you are very clear with median of a triangle, let us see what altitude of a triangle is. Okay? Now, what comes into your mind whenever we talk about altitude? Altitude means it is the height of anything. Altitude refers to height. Here we are referring to height of a triangle. Now, let's see what it is. The line segment that joins the vertex of a triangle and its opposite side at 90 degrees. Children, try to recall. The line segment that joins the vertex and midpoint of the opposite side is called median. But what is altitude doing? It's joining the vertex and the opposite side, not at midpoint, not necessary, but it joins at 90 degrees. Please remember that. That line segment is called altitude. Okay? Let's see. I hope all of you can see this. This line, which is that line? BD. This line segment is the altitude because it is meeting this side at 90 degrees. The angle formed between the altitude of the triangle and this side. See this angle? It's 90 degrees. That's why BD becomes the altitude. If I have to draw the median, children, I have to locate the midpoint somewhere here and then join that. That becomes median. This becomes altitude. Please try to know the difference between median and altitude. In obtuse angle triangle, you can see the altitude is outside because you have to get this 90 degrees. I hope that's clear. Okay. Again, a triangle has got 3 altitudes. You can see one from this vertex to this side at 90 degrees. Remember, 90 degrees is important. Okay. That line segment becomes the altitude. Okay, children. Next. In this exercise, you all can see in triangle PQR. Where is the triangle PQR? It's here. This is the triangle. Okay. Now, he is asking you PM. What is PM? Children, can you tell me what PM is? PM is called the altitude. What is PD? D is the midpoint. It's given in the problem. D is the midpoint. So, PD is called the median. Is it not? He's asking, is QM equal to MR? Where is QM? QM is here. QM and MR, are they equal? He's asking. Definitely not. But QD and DR are equal because PD is the median separating this line into 2 equal parts. Okay, children. And the next question is, draw rough sketches for the following. Let us see. In triangle PQR, PM is the altitude, PD is the median, QM is not equal to MR. In triangle ABC, BE is the median. So I've shown the triangle here. I've named the triangle as ABC. BE is the median. So E should be the midpoint of AC. So I've located E as the midpoint, and when you join B and E, that becomes the median of the triangle. Next one, in triangle PQR. In triangle PQR, PQ and PR are altitudes because, children, PQR in triangle, if it is a right angle triangle, then the triangle has 2 altitudes because those lines meet at 90 degrees. So PQ, PR are the altitudes of the triangle. In triangle XYZ, YL is altitude in the exterior. What did I tell you? If it is an obtuse angle triangle, you have the altitude outside the triangle. Okay. Here in the first case, AE is equal to EC. Why? Because BE is the median. Okay, children. I hope you understood this. Next. Properties of triangle. Let's move on to the important properties of triangle. Now, before we move on to the properties of triangle, let us see what an exterior angle of a triangle is called. Listen carefully. Exterior angle of a triangle. Let us see what. Now, you all know what interior angles are. All the 3 angles inside the triangle are called interior angles. Now, let us see where this exterior angle of the triangle lies. If any one side of the triangle is extended, an angle is formed outside the triangle. The angle so obtained is called exterior angle. So, if any one side of the triangle is extended, how do we extend the side? Let me show you. Now, I have taken one triangle here and see where I have extended. I have extended this side. So, okay. Now, let's name it A, B and C. and that line that I've extended is passing through D. Okay, in that case, children, listen carefully. This angle ACD, where is it? Angle ACD. This angle is called exterior angle. Listen carefully. This angle is called exterior angle, and this angle, this is angle A, and this angle B, these two angles become opposite interior angles for this angle. If this is exterior angle, this angle and this angle become opposite interior angles, children. Okay? Next. So angle ACD is exterior angle. In triangle ABC, the side BC of the triangle is extended. Okay? So through D, the external angle is formed at C. So angle ACD is the external angle. Okay? Angle BAC and angle ABC. Just now I told you where they are. One is here. Angle BAC is this. Angle ABC is this. Those two angles, what are they called? Just now we discussed. They are called opposite interior angles. Please keep this in mind for the properties. Okay? They are the opposite interior angles, angle A and angle B. Okay, children. Now, exterior angle property. Just now you learned what an exterior angle is. Now let's see what the exterior angle property is. Okay? An exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the opposite interior angles. That is property 1. Please repeat with me. An exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the opposite interior angles. Just now we learned what exterior angle is, and we also saw what opposite interior angles are. The property says this exterior angle should be equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. Equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. Okay? Now, that is the triangle PQR. See where it is extended. You can see that is extended, and that point through which it passes is called S. Now, your exterior angle, children, is angle PRS. So, according to the property, this angle will be equal to this angle plus this angle, sum of opposite interior angles. Is that clear, children? So, opposite interior angles. So, angle PRS, where is angle PRS? It's here. It's here. So, this angle should be equal to this plus this. Okay. Angle PRS equals angle PQR plus angle QPR. Okay. Now, you have one activity here. In this figure, if we extend the side here, this becomes exterior angle. Children, that is not the only side which we can extend. We can extend PR this way. Then you will get one exterior angle here. If I extend this side this way, I get one exterior angle here. So, you can extend the side any which way. Wherever you extend, you get one exterior angle, and that exterior angle will be equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. Okay? Now, in the figure, you can see, you have angle 5. Angle 5 is here. So, according to the property, children, can you tell me what is the measure of this angle? According to the property, angle 5 should be equal to angle 3 plus angle 1. Can we write that? angle 3 plus angle 1. I hope you all agree with me. Now what about angle 4? This is the exterior angle formed because we have extended this side. So what are the opposite interior angles? Angle 3 and angle 2. Fine. What about 6? Angle 6 also is exterior angle. So its opposite, 3 cannot be opposite, children. 3 is linear pair. These two are linear pair. These two are linear. These two are linear. So opposite can only be 1 and 2. Angle 1, angle 2. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now, again, some more figures to show you exterior angles. Like I said, you can see here, this is the exterior angle, opposite interior angles. So now you know the property, this angle, measure of this angle will be equal to this plus this. Measure of this angle here will be equal to this plus this. Likewise, you can see all the blue angles are exterior. So it's not only one way you can extend the side, you can extend in any sides, but whatever it is, the property holds good that exterior angle will be equal to opposite interior angles. Okay, so this is the extension of the property. You can see and figure it out. Like if you give say numbers to all these angles, in your notebooks you can write what is angle 9. I'll show you one, you can do the rest. Angle 6, let us take angle 6, that is this one. Angle 6 is the external angle. It is equal to, according to the property, it's equal to angle 1 plus angle 3. I hope you all agree with me. You can write for the rest of the external angles, children, exterior angles. Okay. Application of external angle property. Now let's see what the application is. Angle ACD is 130 degrees. It is equal to angle B plus angle A. Okay. Now, how do we do that? So, external angle is given to you. External angle is given to you. So, this external angle should be equal to this plus this, is it not? But instead of giving you the opposite angles, he has given you external angle and one of the interior opposite angles. How do you find this? Very simple. 130 minus 60 will give you the other angle. So, what did we discuss in the property? 60 plus 70 should be 130. Okay? Next. In this example, you have to find angle X. How do you find? So, angle X equals 63 degrees plus 86 degrees, children. So, 6 plus 3 is 9, 8 plus 6 is 14, 149 degrees is your angle X. Likewise, here he has extended this line. Here is your external angle. So this, what is the measure of this? Very simple, 75 degrees plus the other opposite interior angle. That is 6 plus 5 is 11, 111 degrees. Clear? So this is how you find the measure of any of the missing angles using exterior angle property. So I hope you understood that property that we just discussed. Now, so in this page you have all these, in exercise 6.2 you have all these questions, children. I have solved 1 or 2 problems. You can solve the rest in your notebooks. They are very, very simple. In this I have shown you angle X equals 50 plus 70. According to the property, the exterior angle, that is X, is equal to 50 plus 70. What are these 50 plus 70? They are interior opposite angles, the total is 120 degrees. Okay. So I have given you some problems examples. You can solve the rest. Okay. They are very, very simple, children. Property 2, angle sum property. What is angle sum property? Very simple. In your lower classes, that is in 6th, you have learned that a triangle has 3 angles, and the sum of these 3 angles will definitely be equal to 180 degrees, whatever may be the type of the triangle. That is the next property. So, you can see. So, angle sum property is your second property, important property. What does it say? When you add angle 3 plus angle 1 plus angle 2, the total should be equal to 180 degrees. This property is called angle sum property. How do you prove this? Cut this triangle, just tear this part and this and arrange it so. How have we arranged it? We have seen that all the 3 angles are next to each other. So, this angle total, if you remember, is 180 degrees. So, we are proving that the sum of the 3 angles of a triangle equals 180 degrees. This property is called angle sum property of a triangle. This is the second property. I hope you understood. Okay? Let us prove it. The total measure of 3 angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. How do we prove it? To justify the above property, we shall make use of exterior angle property. Now children, you all know the first property that we learned is exterior angle property. 120 degrees is equal to sum of the opposite interior angles. All of you agree, because we learned first property as exterior angle property. Now, we have to prove that angle A, angle B plus angle ACB, that is this angle. Let us see what this angle is to prove that sum should be equal to 180 degrees. Okay. So, for this we are making use of exterior angle property. Now, angle ACD equals angle ABC plus angle BAC. All of you agree. What are we talking about? Angle ACD is equal to angle ABC plus angle BAC. That is this angle. All of you agree. Okay. Now, angle ACD on both the sides, if we add this angle, that is angle ACB, we can add, is it not, both sides? I am adding angle ACB. Then this angle plus this angle is same as this plus this plus this. I hope you agree. Okay. Now, but angle ACD plus angle ACB, that is this angle plus this angle equals 180 degrees. How do we know this? They form a linear pair. All of you know what a linear pair is by now. Okay. So, they form a linear pair. So, in that case, what will be the measure of this angle? That is this angle. What do you think is the measure of this? It is 60 degrees, is it not? It is 60 degrees. So, angle ABC plus angle BAC plus angle ACB is 180 degrees. So, this angle should be 60 degrees. This should be 60 degrees. Only then the total will be 180 degrees. So, what have we done? We have proved that this interior angles, that is the 3 angles, the sum of the 3 angles of any triangle is 180 degrees. That is the second property. What is the second property? It is called angle sum property of a triangle. It says that sum of the 3 angles of any triangle equals 180 degrees, children. That is the second property. Okay. Now your assignment is very simple. You have to find the value of the unknown angles here. For example, in the first case, in triangle ABC, two angles are given to you, 50 degrees, 60 degrees. Now just now you have learnt angle sum property. Try to find out what the measure of this angle is. It's very simple. I know all of you have already guessed. So kindly do the steps, okay, and do the problem. So how you start is, you will write according to angle sum property, angle A plus angle B plus angle C is 180 degrees. So angle A is 180 degrees minus 50 degrees plus 60 degrees. Okay. So that's how you go about doing your assignment, children. I hope you will all do the assignment with ease because you understood what the two properties are. Okay.